What is up, everyone? Sorry I haven't been very consistent with my videos, but as you may or may not know, we've got a baby on the way, so we've been getting ready and we've been getting organized and we've been trying to get everything sorted so that we can, I guess, have everything ready for when she gets here, and hopefully she's going to be here in the next few days. So I haven't had a lot of time to film and keep things up to date and stuff like that, so I do apologize. Today's video is going to be a bit of an update video on our apartment, and I guess, what would you call it? Some of mine and Electra's guilty pleasures, because I guess this channel is based on health, fitness, mental well-being and things like that. But look, it's important to have hobbies and interests outside of what I do 9 to 5. So today we're going to be going to one of mine and Electra's favorite places, which is a place called Majestic Aquariums. Because one of our other hobbies and one of our other little guilty pleasures is fish keeping and spending our dollars on silver dollars and fish. So we're going to head down to Majestic Aquariums today. We're going to check the place out, maybe buy a fish, maybe buy some corals, because we've got a new tank which I'm going to show you once I get back to the apartment. I'm downstairs in the car waiting for Electra, so who knows how long she's going to take to come down. I did say be down here at 12:30. It's now 12:35, but whatever. Yeah, so let's wait for Electra, drive down to Majestic Aquariums, look at some fancy fish. You guys are going to love this place, but let's get stuck into the intro. Don't forget to like and subscribe. 73% of my viewers do not subscribe to the channel, so if you are one of those people, please hit that subscribe button. Let's get stuck into the intro.
You had me at hello.
Here she comes, all pregnant and struggling. Poor thing.
Hi.
Poor lady. Alright, let's go to Majestic.
Yay!
Alright, so we're finally here. This is Majestic Aquariums. It is our go-to aquarium shop. I forgot to mention that we got a new fish tank, but I'll update that when we get back to the apartment and show you all the changes in the apartment. And I'll also explain to you why we love fish keeping and why it is such a therapeutic hobby for us most of the time.
Oh yeah!
She's not keen on being on the camera because
I'm too pregnant.
6 million weeks pregnant, so she's not keen.
No.
Let's go and have a look. So one of the coolest things about Majestic is these guys have an actual shark, like a proper shark. Check this out. Now it might look big on camera, but it's quite big. It's a black tip shark of some variety, but yeah, it's a shark. They've got this big ass, grouper ass looking thing down here. But this shark just does laps, it's amazing.
Buddy.
So one thing you'll notice about this place is that they take such good care of their fish, and you can just see it in how healthy everything is, and how happy all the fish are, especially the marine fish.
You had me at hello.
So when we started the hobby, we started with freshwater fish. Now we've moved into saltwater fish. And these guys have some really beautiful saltwater tanks with some really nice corals in them. So when we get home, we'll show you our tank, and hopefully one day our tank will look like the tank I just showed you.
Amazing.
All right, so Alexa thought this was a real turtle. Let me show you. See that? She's like, oh my God, there's turtles in here.
It's not my finest.
All right, so we're almost done here. So we're not buying any fish because our smart fish people here told us that we shouldn't have fish in the tank for a few weeks. But we are buying some fancy lights, some other fancy stuff. What else are we getting? Lights, some of these chemicals.
The RO filter.
Some filter. I don't know, but look, it's costly, but we're doing it because we want to have a very beautiful aquarium, and we want to make sure that it's healthy. Just on a side note, if you heard my silver dollar pun at the start of the video, this is what I was referring to. This is a silver dollar. That's a silver dollar. So yeah, that was my silver dollar pun. If you're not a fish person, now you understand my pun. Boom.
The next day.
All right, fast forward. Yes, I'm wearing a different shirt. Camera ran out of battery while we're in the shop. We had things to do, so it is the next day. Now I'll show you what we've changed in the house. And there's some pretty big changes. So if you watched the last video, you'd know that we got rid of our television. You know that we got a fish tank, but things have definitely changed since then. So let's go over a few of the changes. All right, big change number one is this fish tank here. This has silver dollars, some little blue things, and Electra's pride and joy. These little tiny turtles. Where are they? They're quite shy. Let me see if I can get this guy on camera. Ah, look at him. Oh my God. There's two of them. I just got to find the other one. There he is. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look at them go, aren't they great? So basically, we changed this tank around. This was the first tank we ever got in the house. And now it's full of these little tiny blue fish, these little silver fish, this little fish here, and these two turtles. Let him go, isn't he great? What a sweet guy. So that's the first change, the turtles. The second different thing we got is we've got this small little baby reef tank. So we've just fed them, so it's a little bit cloudy at the moment. But what we've got in here is we've got this little puffer fish here. He's a Valentini puffer. Oh, there's a snail in the way. They're like little helicopters. They're great. And then we've got these two little Finding Nemo clownfish. Look at them! Oh, they're fighting. Come on, guys. Behave yourselves. See if I can get the focus. So this is our first reef tank, first saltwater tank. We've gone from the freshies to the hard saltwater keeping, and now we've got these cool little Finding Nemo clownfish. We've got some, these aren't anemones, they're soft corals. They do look like anemones. These guys like hanging out in this little green thing. I'm not sure what it's called, but you know, I'm still learning. But they're great, and this sits in our living room. And if you watch one of my last videos, you realize that we've sold our television. Well, guess what? We got another TV. Just because, yeah, we've hooked it up to the soundbar, which is down here, and now we basically play all our music off it. It's a bit nicer. We've got the smart lighting around the outside of it. But yeah, that's what that is. And then the last big change is the 6-foot marine tank. Now let's hope this focuses in. Nice. So this hasn't got any corals in it. It's just got live rock, which will start building the corals on top of this. But it's got to sit here and kind of cycle for the next few weeks. It's got these fancy lights up here, which are going to help grow the corals. But look, I'll do an update video on this tank once we start progressing and we start putting some nice corals in. But literally at the moment, it's just this rock, and this is live rock from the ocean. It's got beneficial bacteria, blah, 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 blah. You know, this isn't a fish channel, so we're not going to get crazy on it. There's one fish in here to help cycle the tank, so get the bacteria and everything the tank needs going. He's called a chromis. I've called him Brian. He's a little lonely because he's in this tank by himself. You doing good, Brian? You doing good, Brian? Poor Brian. But yeah, this is the new project. This is what we're going to be working on for the next couple of years. It's going to take a long time to get this thing up and running and established. But I'd like to do a big shout out to Majestic Aquariums, in particular Paul, the owner down there. He set this tank up for us. Sorry, not set it up. He delivered this tank for us. He got us all the products. He's given us all the information. If you want to get into fish keeping and you're in the Sydney area and you want to do something, you know, a little more fancy like marine over freshwater, definitely head down to the guys at Majestic Aquariums. They've got amazing tanks, very knowledgeable. They drop this off for us. They bring it in the house. They help us set it up. They gave us all the information we needed to get the water chemicals right. They did a really good job. So shout out to Majestic Aquariums down in Tarrant Point. Really, really good place. And they basically helped us get this thing set up and stable and that thing set up and stable. If you've ever kept fish before, you'll understand how therapeutic it is to, I guess, keep these fish, sit here, drink your coffee and just watch the tanks and maintain them and do whatever you got to do with your fish tanks. We love this hobby. It's what we do outside of health and fitness. And look, if you're not fish keeping, go and buy a small cheap fish tank and start keeping a few cheap fish. It's a very rewarding hobby. It can get expensive, but luckily we've got some good, I guess, friends and contacts that help us out with good prices and stuff like that. So the hobby doesn't get out of control for us. But look, if you want to get into it, definitely get into it. There's so much content online to help you become a fish keeper. And it's definitely one of those rewarding hobbies that definitely grows with you over time, and you get to love it more as it progresses on. You know, you go from freshwater to saltwater, you watch your tank grow, you watch your corals grow. It's very rewarding and it's a very therapeutic exercise once you've established yourself a tank and once you've got everything rolling and once it's all nice. So go out there, buy yourself a fish tank, get a little tiny fish and see how you go. And other than that, the rest of the house is kind of still crazy because we're getting ready for the baby to come. So everything's still a little bit crazy. But if you remember the last video, my desk was there where the television was. Electra's desk was there where the couch is now at. Now, Electra's desk is here. There's another fish tank there. Whatever. So everything's changed around. We're making the apartment a little bit more housey again. We're making it into an actual home rather than just like, you know, two people here living on our computers. So it's becoming a bit more of a home now. The only things that we have changed is that, and this is going to be messy, guys, so just be aware of this. The bedroom is going to be for the baby and for Electra, and then I've bought myself a brand new Acosa bed, which I haven't even got out of the packet yet. So shout out Acosa. But these beds are really good. Definitely good for my neck, definitely good for my back. If you want a good mattress, go to Acosa. They've got Afterpay, they've got all that kind of stuff, but Acosa is really good. And they're doing $200 off mattresses at the moment. So get onto those guys. And then the room that was meant to be for the baby is actually going to be my, I guess, office slash sleeping room. It's a little bit crazy at the moment. My screen's there, it's all set up. It's a pigsty at the moment, so don't judge me, okay? Bed's gonna go here. It's pretty good. But look, long story short, we've done our best to set the house up because we need more flow, we need more feng shui, we need everything to just fit a lot better and a lot more flowier in the house, because the way it was before was hard. It was getting to me. There was no function to the house. It didn't feel like a home anymore. It just felt like an office. It felt like I was living in an office. It was horrible. I did not enjoy it at all. So now the house is getting set up to be more of a house, more of a home. As you can see, we've got the beautiful turtle tank, we've got the big reef aquarium, we've got the little reef tank over here with the new TV mounted on the wall. But yeah, that's it guys. That's the end of the video for today. I'm back on track next week. I'm going back to 2 videos per week. So yeah, should be good. Now that everything's starting to settle down, fingers crossed we don't get locked down for COVID again, because if we get locked down for COVID again, I'm not going to be able to be in the gym and film any content for you guys. Until the next video guys, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and I will see you all in the next video. I appreciate you being here. Goodbye.